Maybe you can relate, but as the end of summer comes into sight, I get excited for the first cool breeze to come in. The leaves begin to change, and the wind slowly knocks them off their branches. Kids return to school, and around this area, fair season is right around the corner. And beyond that, the days start to shorten, and night draws in, as the veil grows less and less. And if you're like me, you start to get excited about the fun that this short spooky season brings. So I thought I'd share a fun encounter that you can use around this time of year. It's perfect for a spooky one-shot, or can easily be dropped into an ongoing campaign. So sit back and let me tell you about Dr. Voss and his failed experiment. As you venture deeper into the dense woods, a sense of unease settles in the air. The trees seem to close in around you, casting long shadows that dance in the dappled sunlight. A faint mist curls around their trunks, giving the forest an almost ethereal quality. The distant sounds of chirping birds and rustling leaves are muffled, creating an eerie quietness. Through the thick foliage, you catch a glimpse of an imposing structure ahead. A manor emerges from the mist, its once grand architecture now faded and crumbling. The wooden walls are weathered, and the windows are covered in mold and grime. Ivy vines crawl up the side of the building, intertwining with the deteriorating wood, as if trying to reclaim it and pull it back down into the earth. As you approach the looming manor, the creaking of an old broken gate draws your attention. The iron gate, once sturdy, now hangs off its hinges, partially blocking the entrance to the manor's overgrown courtyard. The cobblestone path that leads to the front door is cracked and uneven, like a beggar's smile. The front door of the manor itself stands ajar, swaying gently in the breeze. Faint beams of light pierce through the gaps in the boarded windows, casting eerie shadows on the ground. An unnatural silence seems to envelop the area, punctuated only by the occasional hoot of an owl or the distant howl of the wind. As you step onto the porch, you might notice the faded remnants of an emblem etched onto the wooden door, the crest of a once proud family, now a mere relic of the manor's history. The air grows colder as you enter, and a sense of foreboding tightens its grip. The manor's interior beckons, inviting you to explore its mysteries and confront the secrets that lie within. So if you're dropping this into an active campaign, you can simply have the party stumble upon the manor in the night while traveling, or you can have an NPC in a town ask the party to help go check in on a relative who went to go explore the manor and never returned. You can just really get creative and just plop it in, whatever fits your story. But if you're going to run it as a one-shot, then I'd have the party start out as investigators, hired by either a noble or an adventurers guild, and they tell the heroes that decades ago they funded a somewhat eccentric scientist and amateur wizard named Dr. Alron Voss. Dr. Voss told them he was working on an experiment to unlock hidden mysteries beyond the material plane, and offered to return once his work was done to give them his new formula for a potion that could stop the effects of aging. Unfortunately, they never heard from him again and figured they were scammed out of their gold. That was until a few weeks ago, when a long-range scout claimed they came across a remote manor with the word Voss on the front gate. It's up to the party now to go out and investigate and find out if Dr. Voss is alive and what happened, and recover anything they can piece together. So what really happened to Dr. Voss? So this next part is just for the Dungeon Master to know. So if you're a player and you want your Dungeon Master to run this for you, this is the part where you need to share the video with them and then jump out so you don't spoil the story and all the background for yourself. Otherwise, let's get into it. The experiment at the heart of the laboratory was the creation of an elixir of ethereal transcendence, a potion that aimed to grant the drinker temporary access to the ethereal plane, The mad scientist, Dr. Voss, believed that by transcending the material plane, he could gain insight into hidden mysteries between the planes and unlock untold knowledge. Dr. Voss was driven by an insatiable thirst for understanding and power. He believed that glimpsing the ethereal plane would reveal secrets that could reshape reality itself. However, he kept the experiment's true nature hidden to those outside the laboratory, using the ruse of anti-aging only to get funds for his research. The experiment required rare and unstable ingredients from both the material and ethereal planes. Dr. Voss combined essences of spectral flowers found only in haunted glades with extracts of rare elemental crystals. The potion was intended to be consumed while immersed in a field of ethereal energy created using a complex array of enchanted mirrors. During the experiment's culmination, the unstable energies spiraled out of control, the mirrors shattered, and ethereal energies intertwined with the material plane in a chaotic surge. Dr. Voss was consumed by the energies, and a breach between the planes was torn open. The laboratory itself was transformed into a haunted nexus, trapped between the two realms. The experiment's failure had dire consequences. The laboratory became a focal point of spectral energies, and Dr. Voss's restless spirit was bound to the laboratory as a tormented ghost. The elixir's creation left behind lingering ethereal anomalies, causing illusions, distortions, and unnatural hauntings in the laboratory. So now that we have the background covered, let's dive into the adventure itself. So the first location they come to would be the Manor. As they approach, really build up the mood, the party comes across an old, decrepit manor surrounded in mist. As they enter, the doors slam shut behind them, and the interior is eerily silent. You could have candles flickering on the walls, casting dancing shadows, whispering voices echo in the corridors, but no one is in sight. The manor should be dark and empty. Maybe have the players roll perception checks occasionally as they explore, and whoever rolls the lowest, maybe they see something out of the corner of their eye in the shadows. Really, this should just be classic Haunted Mansion vibes. Let them explore the manor as much as they want, finding clues along the way, maybe clues about Dr. Voss, his mindset, and how he was slowly obsessing over his work, kind of just dropping little breadcrumbs that locks them into the deeper story. Let them explore for a while, and then when they roll a high enough investigation or perception check, they can find a hidden door that leads below the manor to the next area. The research chamber. The hidden door leads the group down into a secret chamber lined with shelves upon shelves of dusty books and scrolls. Notes and journals lay strewn across a desk, and arcane diagrams cover the walls. A portrait of the scientist in happier times hangs on the one wall, providing a glimpse into his past. The cool thing about this room is the portrait is actually enchanted and acts like a recorded time capsule. The picture of a younger Dr. Voss can talk to the party and answer basic questions, but has no detailed information on the experiment or what happened. So this is a fun roleplay that you can use the portrait almost like an NPC to kind of gather backstory or clues or information to fill in some of the gaps and push them further into the story. If they manage to ask the right questions or on a high enough investigation check, they can find a hidden key behind the portrait that unlocks a heavy stone door opposite of the door they used to enter the room. The Haunted Laboratory. Pushing open the heavy stone door reveals a secret laboratory. Alchemical equipment lines the walls, broken glass and shattered equipment cover the floor, and strange, eerie green lights cast shifting shadows on the walls. In the corner, a spectral figure materializes, the mad scientist ghost. As the ghost appears, you can describe that the ghost is distraught and angry, reliving moments of his past experiments gone wrong. You can have him lash out with bursts of psychic energy, causing damage to anyone who tries to get near him. Now the party could just fight the ghost of Dr. Voss, and that might be the end of their adventure, but if they manage to try and speak with Dr. Voss, they can continue down the path. I would have Dr. Voss's ghost be angry and frightening, but also shouting things at the party that might make them want to try and communicate with him rather than just fight. Things like,
"My work is not done. How dare you stop me from fixing what I started?"
and if you really need to get the point home, have him yell, "I need your help!" If the party decides to communicate with the ghost, calming his spirit by listening to his story and promising to find a way to either complete or undo his work, the adventure dives even deeper. Or for the sake of roleplay, you could skip Dr. Voss being hostile at all and just have him be more sad and pathetic and ask for their help right away. You really have to figure out what's best for your group. Do you want them to have like a mini fight here, or do you want them to see Dr. Voss as like an NPC right away that they can talk to and really hear his side of the story and just dive deeper into the adventure? Because hey, I mean, you never know, your adventurers might want to just fight him and kill him, explore the manor, look at his laboratory and bounce, and that's fine. It could be a really short adventure, side quest, or you could make it go deeper. Here's just a brief idea of what Dr. Voss could say once the party tries to communicate with him. The air in the room grows chill, and a faint green light flickers as the party steps deeper into the laboratory. Amidst the broken glass and arcane apparatuses, a spectral figure materializes, his form pulsating with ethereal energy. As he speaks, his voice carries a mixture of bitterness, regret, and depression.
Intruders, I perceive. You stand where I once stood, curious minds seeking answers. I am Dr. Voss, once a scientist consumed by ambition, now a restless spirit tethered to this forsaken place. My experiments, born of curiosity and folly, have left me in this state. My pursuit of transcending reality led to a breach between the planes, a rift in the fabric of existence. My soul, trapped within the spectral prison, knows no rest. But fate has brought you here, and with your presence a glimmer of hope. The echoes of my mistakes haunt this laboratory, and they demand resolution. I implore you, heed my words, understand the truth of my experiment's failure. Gather the elements scattered across the realm, mend the rift I've created. The mirrors, shattered by my ambition, must be made whole again. The elixir's formula, a blend of ethereal flowers and elemental crystals, can be reassembled. I sense your potential, your determination. You hold the power to mend the breach, to reverse the disaster I've wrought. By restoring the mirrors and collecting the new elixir, you can right my wrongs. You can release me from this cycle of torment. I beseech you, strangers, to set right what I've undone. In freeing me, you may find the key to knowledge beyond imagination, and perhaps even redemption for my tortured soul.
The room's atmosphere seems to shift as Dr. Voss's monologue concludes, his spectral form fading slightly before reasserting itself. His eyes, filled with a mix of longing and desperation, fixate on the party, waiting for the response to his plea for help. The party can then get information from Dr. Voss through talking to him, or they can gather it through his scattered journals and notes all over the laboratory. What they find out is, to get the spectral flowers and elemental crystals, there's a haunted glade about half a day's journey to the north. There are 3 unmarked graves where the flowers grow and the crystals sprout, and these restless souls will put up a fight for the rare ingredients. There's a wraith and 2 ghosts that guard the glade. Once the party retrieves the ingredients, you can have Dr. Voss create the elixir for them or explain to the party how to do it, as well teaching them how to use the equipment in his laboratory to enchant the remaining 3 mirrors in the lab to complete the ritual. Once all the pieces are in order, Dr. Voss will show the party a trap door that leads to the ritual chamber. The final door reveals a hidden chamber beneath the laboratory, filled with swirling mists and eerie green lights. Ethereal ghosts from the Nexus manifest, their anguished presence looming large. Their forms pulse with trapped energy from the Nexus, and the air crackles with arcane power. The party confronts the Nexus and the ghosts trapped from the mad scientist's failed experiment in a final showdown. The ghosts' psychic attacks intensify, and they conjure illusions to confuse and disorient the party. Sealing the breach. So as the party finds themselves under attack from the ghosts in the Nexus, they must complete the ritual to banish the Nexus and seal the leak between the planes. They must place the 3 mirrors in the triangle formation at the ends of the room, noted by the old broken mirrors scattered on the floor. Once the mirrors are in place, someone from the party must stand in the center of the room between the mirror's energy and drink the elixir. All of this can be described to the party beforehand by Dr. Voss. This will complete the original experiment and close the nexus, but the party member who stands and drinks the elixir risks being pulled into the ethereal plane permanently. Dr. Voss was not fully forthcoming and will try to swap places with this party member so he can return to the material plane and have them take his place in the ethereal plane. Have the player who drank the elixir fall unconscious and start making death saves. Initiative continues as normal, giving the other players a chance to fight Dr. Voss and end the unconscious condition. No healing can stabilize the player character who drank the elixir. On 3 successful saves, they resist Voss and banish him to the Nexus. On 3 fails, the player character is sucked away into the Nexus, and Dr. Voss returns to his material form in their place. If the ritual goes off without a hiccup, you save your party member, banish Voss and the Nexus, and turn everything back to normal. You can have them explore, maybe find some magic items or some gold, go back to the Adventurers Guild, get their reward, and tell everybody what happened, and move on from there. If Dr. Voss comes back to the material plane, that can spark a whole new adventure of getting your friend back, or trying to stop Dr. Voss, or Dr. Voss can become like a reoccurring villain if he escapes. All kinds of fun ideas. Or, you could have your party go there, look around for a little bit and be like, I'm out, I don't like these ghosts, bye. So it really could go a lot of different directions. You just kind of have to feel it out with your table and what they're enjoying and what they're not enjoying, and let them make the decisions. That's the best part about being a DM. You let them make the decisions for you. You set it up, but they will explore and do what they find interesting. I hope you found this little adventure fun. Let me know if you run any part of it, if you found it inspirational in any way. Let me know if you do run it, how it goes at your table. I'd love to hear. Thanks for watching. Hit like, subscribe for more videos, share it with a friend. Check out the links below. I have some t-shirts for sale that I'd love for you to check out. They're pretty cool. Hope you have a great day. Keep building.